Welcome back to our channel Rare Coins Hub. In today's video we are going to explore something really interesting and exciting. Stay with us and don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get started. The 1984 5 cents coin, also known as the 1984 nickel, is one such coin. Its design, minting history, and place within the broader context of American coinage make it an interesting subject for collectors and enthusiasts alike. Though it might seem like a simple coin to the untrained eye, its place within the broader narrative of U.S. currency history is far more significant than one might imagine. The 1984 nickel holds an enduring legacy. Even though the coin remains in circulation, it stands as a testament to the broader economic, cultural, and political landscape of the 1980s. The coin itself is a tangible reminder of the country's evolution during this period. This was a time when the United States was emerging from the economic struggles of the 1970s and entering a new chapter defined by significant economic reform, a strong military presence, and a booming stock market. The 1984 nickel thus holds historical significance as much as it holds a special place in the hearts of collectors. The Jefferson Nickel, which first appeared in 1938, is one of the most iconic coins in U.S. history. The 1984 version, while not strikingly different from its predecessors, represents the continuity and consistency of American currency design over the decades. Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, has been a symbolic figure in American history for his pivotal role in founding the country. His portrait on the obverse side of the coin, along with his estate, Monticello, on the reverse, has become a powerful symbol of America's intellectual and democratic heritage. The 1984 nickel, like others minted after 1938, features Jefferson's portrait on the front, facing to the left. The portrait was designed by Felix Schlag, a German-American sculptor, who won a contest to design the new nickel. Jefferson's likeness is depicted with a dignified and serene look, his hair styled in a typical late 18th century manner. He holds a classical and thoughtful expression that reflects his intellectual nature and contributions to the founding of the nation. On the reverse of the coin, Monticello, Jefferson's famous home in Virginia, is depicted. Monticello, which means little mountain in Italian, is an architectural masterpiece that was designed by Jefferson himself. The home is not just a physical representation of Jefferson's life but also embodies his values of education, philosophy, and the Enlightenment ideals that shaped much of his thinking. The design of the house on the reverse side of the coin emphasizes Jefferson's love for learning and his deep connection to classical ideals. At the time the 1984 nickel was produced, the coin retained all of these defining features, keeping with the classic design that had stood the test of time since 1938. Despite the technological advances in coin production and changes in American society, the nickel design had remained a symbol of continuity. The reverse side bears the inscription E pluribus unum, which is Latin for out of many, one, a phrase that encapsulates the nation's founding ideals of unity and shared purpose. The 5 cents inscription marks the value of the coin and is a familiar feature that appears on U.S. nickels. The minting process of the 1984 nickel was part of a long-standing tradition of large-scale coin production by the U.S. Mint. The Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint were responsible for producing the 1984 nickel in massive quantities to meet the demands of the nation's currency system. Over 1 billion of these coins were struck, making it one of the most widely circulated nickels in history. The sheer volume of production is an indication of the importance of the nickel in the everyday economy of the United States during the 1980s. The 1984 nickel was made from a copper-nickel alloy, which is still the standard for U.S. coins. The alloy is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, which gives the coin its durability and weight. The alloy ensures that the coins can withstand years of circulation without significant wear or damage, which is important for a coin that is expected to last for many years in the hands of the American public. The coin's diameter of 21.21 mm and weight of 5 grams are consistent with earlier nickels, maintaining the familiar size and feel that collectors and the public had come to expect. The consistency in size and weight across generations of coins made it easier for people to use the coin in everyday transactions, from buying small goods to using it in vending machines or toll booths. While the coin was mass-produced, there were still several subtle nuances that set it apart from other years. For instance, minting errors occasionally occurred during production, which is a common feature in any large-scale coinage operation. These errors could range from off-center strikes to double-die impressions, which made certain coins more valuable for collectors. These errors were not intentional but have come to be prized by numismatists, who actively search for rare versions of common coins. For the casual observer, the 1984 nickel might seem like a standard coin with little to distinguish it from others. However, for the dedicated numismatist, it is anything but ordinary. Like many other coins from this period, the 1984 nickel is sought after by collectors for a number of reasons. Firstly, the design itself is a point of interest. The Jefferson nickel has one of the longest-running designs in U.S. coinage, and collectors are drawn to the continuity of this aesthetic. While other coins like the Lincoln cent and the Roosevelt dime have undergone design changes over the years, the Jefferson nickel has maintained its core design, with only subtle adjustments made to Jefferson's likeness over the years. Collectors appreciate the stability and tradition associated with this coin. Beyond the design, the condition of the coin plays a crucial role in its value. Coins that have been kept in mint condition, especially those that have never been circulated, are much more valuable than those that show significant signs of wear. The 1984 nickel is no different. High-grade versions of the coin, such as those that are graded MS 65 or higher, can fetch much higher prices in the market. Some of the most valuable examples of the 1984 nickel are those with rare minting errors, which can make these coins worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. For example, coins that exhibit off-center strikes or double dies are considered highly collectible and are worth much more than their face value. These error coins are prized by collectors who are seeking to complete sets of rare coins or looking for unique additions to their collections. These minting flaws are often seen as anomalies that make the coins even more fascinating and valuable. Over the years, the value of the 1984 nickel has fluctuated, but it remains an important coin within the broader numismatic market. While a typical circulated 1984 nickel is worth just 5 cents, its face value, the coin can be worth much more if it is in excellent condition or if it displays a rare minting error. Coins in uncirculated condition, particularly those graded at MS 66 or higher, are valued much higher than those that show wear from circulation. These coins can sometimes fetch prices in the range of $50 to $100, depending on their condition and rarity. However, some 1984 nickels have been sold at auction for far more than that. In certain rare instances, especially those with minting errors or unique characteristics, 1984 nickels have sold for up to $132,000. For example, a 1984 nickel with a double die error or an off-center strike could be worth a small fortune if it is discovered in pristine condition. The market for coins like the 1984 nickel has seen a resurgence over the years as collectors increasingly seek to add rare and unique pieces to their collections. The value of the 1984 nickel, particularly for those in high-grade or error-prone condition, continues to rise. As the coin becomes rarer in uncirculated form, the demand for such specimens grows, making it a highly attractive option for investors and collectors. The 1984 5-cent coin holds a significant place in U.S. numismatic history. From its timeless design featuring Thomas Jefferson and Monticello, to the impact it had on the American economy in the 1980s, this coin is more than just a piece of currency. It is a historical artifact, a symbol of continuity, and a collector's treasure. While many are familiar with the Jefferson nickel, few realize just how much value a coin from this era can hold. Whether you are a seasoned collector, an investor, or simply an admirer of American history, the 1984 nickel stands as a reminder of a pivotal moment in the nation's past. The 1989 5-cent coin, also known as the 1989 nickel, may appear to the casual observer to be just another coin in the long tradition of Jefferson nickels. However, when you take a deeper look, you'll discover that this coin, like all others in the series, carries its own unique story and significance. From the economic climate of the late 1980s to the subtle shifts in the coin's design, the 1989 nickel is a reflection of the broader changes happening in American society at the time. For collectors and numismatists, it's a coin that embodies both tradition and subtle evolution. The 1980s were a transformative time for the United States. After the stagflation and economic difficulties of the 1970s, the U.S. economy began to experience a period of remarkable growth. The Reagan administration ushered in an era of economic reform, with tax cuts, deregulation, and an emphasis on a free market economy. The stock market soared, consumer confidence was high, and the country appeared to be heading into a new era of prosperity. This period of growth was also reflected in the coinage of the United States. While the 1970s had seen economic challenges, the 1980s ushered in a renewed sense of confidence. In many ways, the 1989 nickel symbolizes this moment of American history. Like many coins minted in the 1980s, the 1989 nickel stands as a symbol of stability amidst a rapidly changing world. Its design and continued circulation represented the nation's financial health and its commitment to tradition, even in the face of economic transformation. The Jefferson Nickel, originally designed by Felix Schlag in 1938, has retained its basic design elements throughout its history. The 1989 nickel carries on this tradition, showcasing the iconic image of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States. Jefferson was one of the country's most influential founding fathers, and his portrait on the coin has made the Jefferson Nickel a lasting symbol of American heritage. On the obverse front of the 1989 nickel, Jefferson's portrait remains largely unchanged since its introduction in 1938. Jefferson is shown in profile, facing left, with his distinctive powdered wig, sharp features, and dignified demeanor. The design highlights Jefferson's calm and intellectual nature, a fitting tribute to one of the key architects of the American Republic. His figure is framed by the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," along with the year of minting, in this case, 1989. One of the key features of the 1989 nickel is its mint mark, which signifies where the coin was produced. Coins from the Philadelphia Mint are marked with a P, while those from the Denver Mint are marked with a D. This mint mark system helps collectors determine not only the geographical origin of the coin but also its rarity in certain cases. While most coins produced in 1989 were struck in Philadelphia and Denver, certain years can see greater minting activity at one location than the other, affecting the coin's collector value. The reverse of the coin remains just as iconic as the obverse. Monticello, Jefferson's famous estate in Virginia, graces the back of the 1989 nickel. Monticello, meaning Little Mountain in Italian, is a building that Jefferson personally designed and constructed. It remains a national symbol of the Enlightenment ideals that Jefferson so deeply valued, representing his philosophy of education, rationalism, and the pursuit of knowledge. The reverse side also includes the words "e pluribus unum," meaning out of many, one, which underscores the American ideals of unity and shared purpose. Unlike earlier nickels, the 1989 design reflects a subtle change in the details of Jefferson's portrait. Over the years, there have been adjustments to the design of Jefferson's image, particularly to the facial features, in order to make the depiction look more like the historical figures we know today, based on more accurate renderings. These small changes may not be immediately noticeable, but for collectors, they represent the ongoing effort to ensure the design stays true to Jefferson's legacy. The minting process for the 1989 nickel was conducted at both the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint, with millions of coins being struck in total. The U.S. Mint is responsible for producing billions of coins each year, with each facility serving as a key player in maintaining the country's coinage system. In 1989, the Mint produced over 1 billion nickels to meet the country's demand for coins. While the 1989 nickel was mass-produced for general circulation, the minting process was highly detailed and meticulous to ensure that every coin met the standards required for everyday use. The production of the 1989 nickel involved a series of steps to create the proper alloy, strike the design, and prepare the coin for circulation. The alloy used for the 1989 nickel was the same as it had been since the mid-1960s, a mixture of 75% copper and 25% nickel. This blend is chosen for its durability and resistance to wear, as the nickel would need to withstand years of use in everyday transactions. Once the coins were struck, they were sent to the Federal Reserve, where they were distributed to banks and eventually made their way into the hands of consumers across the country. While most of these coins would remain in circulation, some would find their way into the hands of collectors, either because they were in exceptional condition or because they were minted with rare errors. Like other coins from the Jefferson Nickel series, the 1989 nickel is a highly collectible coin. While it may not be as rare as some other years in the series, certain rarities and errors make the 1989 version especially appealing to collectors. For example, uncirculated coins in pristine condition or those with minting flaws, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or die cracks, can be highly sought after and command prices that are far above the face value. Most collectors are interested in high-quality coins that have been graded by professional organizations such as the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. Coins that are graded in the mint state, MS, category, particularly MS 65 or higher, are considered to be of the highest quality. In fact, nickels from the 1980s in these higher grades can often be sold for a significant premium in the market. Another element that contributes to the 1989 nickel's appeal is the minting errors that occurred during the production process. While minting errors are not intentional, they often make a coin more valuable in the eyes of collectors because they are unique. Coins with double dies, where the design appears to be doubled, are among the most sought-after errors. Other errors, such as off-center strikes, are also prized because they create distinctive, one-of-a-kind versions of an otherwise common coin. For most people, a 1989 nickel is worth exactly 5 cents, which is its face value. However, to the serious collector, its worth can vary depending on factors like its condition, rarity, and the presence of minting errors. Coins in circulated condition are generally not worth more than their face value, unless they exhibit unusual wear patterns or have been graded in higher quality categories. However, in uncirculated condition, those with no signs of wear, a 1989 nickel can be worth anywhere from $5 to $15. If it is in MS 65 condition or higher, it can command much higher prices on the open market. The rarity of certain minting errors, such as double dies, or unique circumstances during production, can drive the price even higher. For example, some 1989 nickels have been sold at auction for prices that exceed $124,000. Such coins are often sold through specialized numismatic dealers or major auction houses that cater to high-end collectors. These rare error coins represent a convergence of both historical significance and collector demand, which drives their exceptional value. The popularity of the 1989 nickel in the modern numismatic market shows no signs of waning. As the years go by, fewer and fewer uncirculated examples of the coin will remain in pristine condition, increasing the value of those that do survive. With the continued interest in Jefferson nickels, the 1989 nickel has established itself as a key coin in the collections of serious numismatists. The 1989 5-cent coin may appear simple, but it is much more than a coin circulating through the economy. It is a symbol of American resilience, a representation of the continuity of U.S. coinage, and a collectible treasure for the discerning numismatist. The combination of Jefferson's portrait and Monticello, along with the coin's historical relevance, makes the 1989 nickel a compelling subject for collectors and historians alike. Whether you're a casual collector or a seasoned investor in rare coins, the 1989 nickel holds a special place in the numismatic world, and its value will continue to grow as time passes. The 1996 5-cent coin, often referred to as the 1996 nickel, is part of the long and storied tradition of the Jefferson Nickel series. This coin, minted toward the end of the 20th century, is not only a symbol of the era it was produced in but also represents the consistency and evolution of U.S. coinage. The 1996 nickel is a unique piece that carries its own significance in terms of historical context, design, minting processes, and collector interest. As we explore the 1996 nickel, we'll uncover its place within the broader American coinage system, as well as what makes it stand out to both casual and serious collectors alike. By the mid-1990s, the United States had entered into a period of economic stability and growth. The 1990s saw the end of the Cold War, the advent of the digital age, and a period of sustained prosperity that would continue throughout the decade. The Clinton administration ushered in an era of economic expansion, marked by job growth, a booming stock market, and an increase in consumer spending. The U.S. Mint, in response to this shift in the economy, was tasked with keeping up with the growing demand for coinage. By 1996, coins were being produced in massive quantities to ensure that they could meet the needs of an increasingly globalized economy. Although the Jefferson Nickel had undergone relatively few design changes since its introduction in 1938, the 1996 nickel would be minted alongside several other significant coins from the 1990s, including the state quarter program that was on the horizon. During this time, the Jefferson Nickel continued to carry the legacy of the nation's founding ideals, with Thomas Jefferson's likeness adorning the coin's obverse. Jefferson, a principal author of the Declaration of Independence, symbolized the nation's commitment to democracy, freedom, and personal liberty. His image on the nickel, paired with Monticello, Jefferson's home, has made the Jefferson Nickel a lasting symbol of the United States' heritage. For collectors, the 1996 nickel is significant not just because of the political and economic climate of the time, but because of its place in the ongoing evolution of American numismatics. Though the design would remain relatively unchanged in 1996, minor modifications to the details, and particularly the minting quality, would help set it apart from earlier coins in the series. The 1996 5 cents coin continues the tradition of the Jefferson Nickel, which has been in continuous circulation since its introduction in 1938. The basic elements of the coin's design remained relatively consistent, with two prominent features: Thomas Jefferson's portrait on the obverse and Monticello on the reverse. However, as is often the case with coins produced over several decades, small updates and adjustments to these designs are made to keep them aligned with current artistic trends and technology. On the obverse of the 1996 nickel, the portrait of Thomas Jefferson is depicted in profile, facing left. The likeness of Jefferson has remained relatively unchanged since its introduction. However, as part of the U.S. Mint's continued efforts to improve the realism and accuracy of coin portraits, subtle refinements were made over the years to ensure that Jefferson's image was as true to life as possible. These minor modifications would make the 1996 nickel's portrait appear slightly sharper and more refined compared to earlier editions. The inscription around the portrait reads, "Liberty," while the words, "In God We Trust," appear on the top right side. The year of minting, 1996, is also prominently displayed beneath Jefferson's portrait. The coin's mint mark, either P for Philadelphia or D for Denver, is also visible to the right or left of the year, helping collectors identify where the coin was struck. The reverse of the coin remains just as iconic as the obverse. Monticello, the home of Thomas Jefferson, has been depicted on the reverse side of the Jefferson Nickel since the coin's inception. The building itself was designed by Jefferson and reflects his neoclassical architectural style. The reverse of the 1996 nickel depicts Monticello in the same way as earlier iterations of the coin, with the building framed by the words "E pluribus unum," out of many, one, symbolizing the unity of the United States. In addition to Monticello, the words "United States of America" and 5 cents are inscribed on the reverse, along with the coin's denomination. These words are placed in a circular fashion around the image of Monticello, reinforcing the coin's identity and role as part of the nation's currency system. while the design of the 1996 nickel itself remained largely the same as previous years, there were subtle updates to the engraving and die-making processes. These changes were made to ensure that the coin would continue to meet striking standards and retain its visual appeal, even with mass production. The minting process for the 1996 nickel took place at both the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint. The Philadelphia Mint, which has long been the primary mint for U.S. coins, struck the majority of these coins, while the Denver Mint also played a key role in ensuring that the nation's nickel supply was sufficient. As with all U.S. coinage, the minting process for the 1996 nickel involved several steps. First, the U.S. Mint sourced high-quality metal, typically a mixture of 75% copper and 25% nickel, to create the coins. This metal alloy is durable, which is essential for coins that are meant to be circulated frequently. Next, the blanks of metal, round discs, were struck with the design of the coin using dies, which were engraved with the images of Thomas Jefferson and Monticello. Each coin was produced with a high level of precision, with the ink-use designs, the recessed areas of the coin's image, providing the necessary tactile features that would allow individuals to distinguish the coin from others. After being struck, the coins were then polished and prepared for release into circulation. Once minted, the 1996 nickels were distributed through the Federal Reserve to banks and other institutions. The coins would then make their way into the hands of Americans, where they would be used in everyday transactions, from purchasing goods and services to being hoarded away in coin collections. The sheer number of 1,996 nickels that were produced means that they were not especially rare. Like many coins produced in the late 20th century, they were struck in vast quantities to meet the demand for currency. However, the mint marks and grades of individual coins can affect their value in the secondary market. The 1996 nickel may not have the same level of rarity or intrigue as some older coins, but it still holds significant appeal for collectors, particularly those with an interest in the Jefferson Nickel series. As with any coin, factors like condition, mint mark, and potential minting errors play a key role in determining the value of a 1996 nickel. Most circulated versions of the 1996 nickel are only worth their face value, 5 cents. However, collectors of uncirculated coins or those seeking high-quality examples may find that certain 1996 nickels are worth far more. Coins that are rated MS-65 or higher by grading organizations like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, can fetch prices well above their face value. As with other coins in the Jefferson Nickel series, the value of the 1996 nickel is largely determined by condition. Coins in circulated condition are typically worth only 5 cents, but coins in uncirculated condition can fetch significantly higher prices. However, the most valuable 1996 nickels are those that have unique features, such as minting errors or rarity. For instance, coins with double dies, off-center strikes, or die cracks can be worth more to collectors. Some rare versions of the 1996 nickel, particularly those with minor imperfections, have been known to sell at auction for up to $114,000. These rare error coins represent the most prized examples for numismatists and investors in the coin market. The 1996 5 cents coin, or Jefferson Nickel, is an enduring piece of American history. With its iconic design featuring Thomas Jefferson and Monticello, the coin reflects the nation's commitment to its founding principles. Although it may not be the rarest coin in the Jefferson Nickel series, it holds a special place for collectors who appreciate the subtle evolution of the design and the continuing legacy of this important American icon. The 1999 5 cents coin, also known as the 1999 nickel, is part of the enduring Jefferson Nickel series, a coin that has been a fixture of American currency for over 80 years. The 1999 nickel continues to reflect the country's rich history and symbolism, featuring the portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and Monticello, his neoclassical home, on the reverse. Although the coin's design remained consistent with earlier issues of the Jefferson Nickel, the 1999 nickel holds its own unique place in the timeline of U.S. coinage. As we explore the 1999 nickel, we will delve into the coin's historical significance, design elements, minting process, collector appeal, and, of course, the coin's current market value, revealing just how much it could be worth today, particularly for those rare examples that capture the interest of both casual and serious collectors. The 1990s was a pivotal decade for the United States, with the nation experiencing unprecedented economic prosperity and technological advances. The end of the Cold War and the rise of globalization ushered in a period of peaceful growth, and the U.S. economy boomed under the leadership of President Bill Clinton. The 1999 economy was marked by technological innovation, particularly in the Internet, personal computing, and telecommunications sectors. The United States Mint, during this time, was tasked with producing a high volume of coins to keep up with the growing demand for currency. The 1999 nickel was part of a broader effort by the Mint to maintain the supply of circulating coins, which were increasingly used in both traditional transactions and modern electronic commerce. The 1999 nickel also came at a time when the U.S. Mint was preparing to roll out its state quarter program, which would commemorate each of the 50 U.S. states through unique quarter designs starting in 1999. Despite the growing focus on the state quarters, the Jefferson Nickel maintained its role as a vital part of the coinage system. In terms of minting production, the 1999 nickel was part of a series of coins that were created to be durable, easily recognizable, and ready to withstand decades of circulation. Like other coins of this period, the 1999 nickel was created using high-quality copper-nickel alloy, a material that was chosen for its durability and resilience in both circulation and preservation. The design of the 1999 nickel remains largely consistent with the previous versions of the Jefferson Nickel. The obverse continues to feature the iconic portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and a founding figure in American history. Jefferson is shown in profile, facing left, with his facial features rendered in fine detail. This portrait was created by Felix Schlag, a German-born artist who won a design competition for the Jefferson Nickel in 1938, and his design has remained largely unchanged for over 80 years. The inscription surrounding Jefferson's portrait reads, "Liberty, while, in God we trust," is located to the right of the portrait. The year of minting, 1999, is inscribed beneath Jefferson's image, indicating the specific year that the coin was struck. The mint mark, either a P for the Philadelphia Mint or a D for the Denver Mint, is placed adjacent to the year. On the reverse side of the 1999 nickel, we see Monticello, Jefferson's famous plantation home located in Virginia. This neoclassical building, designed by Jefferson himself, has been the reverse design of the Jefferson Nickel since the coin was first issued in 1938. The design of Monticello is shown in perspective, with the building's columns and domed roof creating a sense of depth and grandeur. Above Monticello is the inscription, United States of America, while beneath it is the inscription, 5 cents, denoting the coin's denomination. The words, e pluribus unum, out of many, one, are also included in the design, reflecting the unity of the United States. The reverse side has remained largely unchanged since its original design, though like the obverse, it has seen minor updates over the years to enhance its visual clarity. The 1999 nickel marks another example of the U.S. Mint's commitment to tradition and consistency, even as new challenges and opportunities in coinage production emerged. The minting of the 1999 nickel took place at two locations, the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint. The Philadelphia Mint was responsible for producing the majority of the coins, while the Denver Mint also played a significant role in the overall production process. Like other coins in the series, the 1999 nickel was minted using a combination of copper and nickel, which was pressed into discs known as blanks. The blanks were then struck with the coin's design, creating the iconic image of Thomas Jefferson and Monticello. The minting process for the 1999 nickel was part of a broader effort by the U.S. Mint to ensure that coins could meet the growing demand for currency. The Mint used die-casting techniques to ensure the coin's details were precise and accurate, which was critical to maintaining a high standard for U.S. coinage. In 1999, the U.S. Mint continued to improve upon its production processes, including the use of high-tech machines for engraving and striking the coins, ensuring consistency and quality. After the coins were struck, they were sent to the Federal Reserve and distributed through banks across the United States. These coins were then released into circulation, where they would be used in countless everyday transactions. Despite the growing prevalence of digital payments, the 1999 nickel continued to play a vital role in everyday life, from grocery store purchases to vending machines. While the 1999 nickel is not particularly rare, it remains an appealing coin for collectors, particularly those interested in the Jefferson Nickel series or coins from the late 20th century. The 1999 nickel is widely available, with most coins found in circulated condition. In general, coins in this condition are worth only their face value, 5 cents. However, collectors looking for uncirculated examples or coins in mint state can find coins that are worth more. Coins in MS-65 or higher condition can be worth significantly more than their face value. In fact, a 1999 nickel that has been professionally graded and is in pristine condition can fetch between $10 and $15 on the open market. The value of these coins increases as their condition improves. A proof-quality coin, which was produced specifically for collectors and has a much higher level of detail, can command higher prices as well. For error coins, such as those with off-center strikes, double dies, or mintage defects, the value can rise dramatically. For example, certain 1999 nickels with these unusual features have been known to sell for up to $10,000 in auction settings. These error coins are highly sought after by collectors who are willing to pay a premium for a coin that deviates from the normal minting process. In today's market, the value of a 1999 nickel is largely dependent on its condition and whether it has any unique features. Most circulated versions of the coin are still worth only 5 cents, as these coins are very common and easily found in change. However, coins that are in uncirculated condition or those that have been professionally graded can be worth significantly more. In terms of market values, a 1999 nickel in uncirculated condition can be worth between $10 and $15, depending on the grading company and how well the coin has been preserved. For higher quality specimens graded as MS-65 or higher, prices can rise to between $100 and $500. However, the true value of the coin may increase exponentially if the coin has rare errors or minting defects. Rare 1999 nickel error coins have been known to sell for anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000, or even more in specialized auctions. The 1999 5-cent coin, or Jefferson Nickel, is a remarkable example of the enduring nature of American coinage. With its iconic design featuring Thomas Jefferson and Monticello, the coin is a lasting tribute to the nation's heritage and Jefferson's legacy. Although the 1999 nickel is not one of the rarest coins in the Jefferson Nickel series, it still holds significant value for collectors due to its connection to a pivotal moment in American history and its place in the broader story of U.S. coinage.